Thank you everyone for joining us here today at Levittown Public Library, the adult cooking program, grilled balsamic and rosemary chicken with a tomato blue cheese relish with Chef Rob. Go ahead for Chef Rob.
Thank you so much, Tommy. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you to the Levittown Public Library. You folks out there, we're gonna make some balsamic rosemary chicken breast today. This is really good on the barbecue. Gonna make a tomato blue cheese relish. So if the local tomatoes around you are out there, use them, please. So my name is Chef Rob. This is my son Chris here. Can't see him because he's holding the camera. Really good for you guys. Okay, he always does such a great job. And if you have any questions, comments, just put them in the chat and we will address everything you may have. All right, I will try. Okay, yes, somebody out there was saying about the food festival the other day. Yep, we have a lot of people on there. It's a fun thing. It's really fun that what we get to do with a lot of different libraries. So it's really good. We are going to be back in the Levittown Public Library towards, I think October is my first one live in person. Wow, it's great. It'll be good to see everybody again. Really well. So the first thing I want to do is make some marinade. Turn on my grill. I'm going to turn on the grill right here. So this here, my indoor grill, this is called an All Clad. That's the brand. And it is so good. I bought this about 5 years ago. And bought it at Costco. It was about $129. You can get them online. They're typically about probably $179 now. Costco, if you don't buy it that day, usually you never do get it, you know. So let me start making a little bit of marinade. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. If you were making the same amount of chicken, like adding a couple chicken breasts, I would say use up to a half cup of olive oil. Okay. And then the balsamic vinegar would be a little bit more, towards the 3/4 of a cup. And again, that's where if you can use up to probably 4 or 5 chicken breasts. We're also going to put in a pinch of kosher salt in here. Okay. Little fresh ground black pepper. Again, if you have any questions, comments, let us know. Yes.
Susan X, can we use a different type of vinegar?
Yeah, if you're not a balsamic fan, you certainly can. Grilling it, you're gonna see the looks of this chicken, how it comes out, okay? And you usually use the vinegar for the taste too of it, but it just gives it that nice charred look to it, you know. But if you like balsamic, please try to use that one. If you were substituting, I'd say use red wine vinegar. All right, maybe a little splash of soy sauce. That will give it the charred look to it too. So I'm going to put in some garlic, about 3 tablespoons of sliced garlic. And I'm just going to put this right into the marinade here. Now, I always like to soak the chicken for about 2 to 3 hours. And if you let it soak in there, it's really going to get into the chicken, really flavor it really well. But Tommy can't stay that long today, so I'm just going to throw it on the grill. So I'm just going to show you how to marinate it. Okay, so yeah, she's got to get out of here. She's got to be out by 9, she said. I don't know. So I am just going to take a little bit of lemon zest, about 2 tablespoons worth. Depending on the size of the lemon, I would say it's pretty close to using the whole lemon. What I'm using is a microplane. These are really good. Perfect for the zest. And if it gets stuck on here, you just give it a little tap and you can always run your finger right along here, just like that. So we are actually doing this class tonight in Massachusetts at the Taft Public Library. So what we're actually doing is we're practicing on you so we can make it perfect later. No, I'm only kidding. We've done this class so many times. So, but I had so many libraries that wanted to do this one, and it's a really good one. And for you people that don't like blue cheese, don't worry. I got plans for you, okay? So I'm just getting this zest Any questions, Chris?
Nope, don't see any.
All right. Okay, just take this and add that right in the marinade. Now, if you like just a little bit of heat, and I mean just a little bit of heat, just take a little pinch of the red pepper flakes. You just need a few of them. That's really it. I really do suggest putting some honey in here, about a tablespoon of honey. Okay, it just kind of gives it a nice coating onto the chicken breast. I got this grill getting nice and hot. What I do like to do, especially outside or even the inside grill, just take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and just kind of rub it onto the grill. Okay, just like that. Just won't have it stick to it. Okay, so while that marinade is all good, just gonna whisk this up really well. This goes really good on a pork tenderloin as well. I'm also just going to take some of this rosemary. You can use up to a quarter cup if you're using the full recipe. Okay. A lot of times I will get people say, what can I substitute for rosemary in that? Usually the answer is really nothing, because it's in its own family. It has a real woodsy type of taste to it. So if you like rosemary, which I love rosemary, and I love Beth, I love Kathy, but Rosemary's my favorite. Please make sure use the full amount to really get that good effect on it. So I had somebody the other night when I did this class, and they had said, now I'm allergic to rosemary. Well, of course, that's a whole different ballgame. Now, what could you substitute if you wanted to use some sort of an herb? I would say some fresh thyme leaves, okay? That would be the next step I would go to. So I am just kind of chopping this up really well. Just give this a little twist here. I hope everybody at Levittown there is doing good, and we may have some other people. There are other people from other towns out there. Let me know if you're from anywhere else. Always love to hear it. Okay, take this rosemary, put this right in the marinade, just like that. And whisk it really well. Now, just gonna take, I'm using one chicken breast because I don't need to do 4 of them. You're gonna learn from just one anyway, okay? So try, if you can, to buy the organic, if you can, the chicken breast. This one here, you can see it's not all pumped up, not those real big chicken breasts that you get in the $1.99 ones. You know, sometimes you can get like Stop and Shop, they have them for like $2.99. It's their brand. It's I think it's Nature's Promise. Bell and Evans, really good. Bell and Evans it's probably about 8 something a pound with the way food cost is now. So what I'm going to do, so this kind of cooks along nicely, is I am just going to slice this right down the middle. Now, if I wanted to stuff a chicken, this is how you would do it. So you're kind of like butterflying it just like that. But I am just going to make one really nice size chicken breast. I'm going to put this right on top of here. It's a little piece of plastic wrap. And I'm just going to lightly pound it. And now let's take this chicken breast. If I want to cut it right down the middle, it would be fine to do that. But I am just going to put this right in this marinade right here. And this is where if you were soaking this for a couple hours, you're really going to get some really great flavor on here. I'm still going to get good flavor on here. Okay. Now you could just see it's going to have a lot of coloring, especially on the grill. When you soak it, you really get that garlic to go in here and that rosemary flavor. You can pat this dry if you want, or just kind of let it drip, kind of dry, and then get it right on the grill. The grill should be really nice and hot right now. Well, So that will be sizzling away for a little while. I am just going to get rid of this so I don't mistakenly use anything that touched chicken, so I don't cut my tomatoes with raw chicken. You never want to cross-contaminate. Okay, so typically a chicken breast, if it's about this thick, okay, almost like the 3/4 inch, it would take 6 minutes each side. I butterfly this, I cut it open and I pounded it. So I'm not gonna need to cook it for 6 minutes each side. It's probably gonna be about 3 to 4 minutes each side, and that's really it, okay? I do wanna let it sit and rest for a while. So this way the juices just stay right in there. I made this the other night. I did a class. I think that it was the food festival one we did it, right, Chris? Is that right? I think it was.
I think so.
And I went over, I left it, let it sit. I went over and I made a swirled blueberry crumb cake ice cream. We cleaned up everything. I sat down and I had the chicken breast. It was still very, very moist inside. Okay. So try to do that if you can.
Smells good.
You liking that, Chris?
Yeah.
Thank you. And I don't pay Chris to say these compliments, you know.
He pays with food.
I pay with food. Yes. Okay, so I'm just gonna take 2 tomatoes. Just take out these little stems right here. Wash the tomatoes really good. Take a paper towel to it. Okay. Always make sure they're at room temperature when you go to eat them. Try not to refrigerate them. Right now, the local tomatoes should be out there. I know they kind of greenhouse them a lot and they try to get them moving so they get to the farm stand. But if it's at the farm stand and it's not local, chances are they're from like Jersey or Maryland, and they're going to be really good as well. So let's just give this a nice chop, just like this. Now, if you are not a blue cheese fan, which I know when I go to the library, typically if I have 30 people, or I should say 22 at Levittown Public Library, usually about, I'd say 15 would eat the blue cheese. The others would say, Chef Rob, please leave it on the side or don't give it to me. So usually I would say put goat cheese in there. I would say put feta cheese in there or mozzarella cheese or fresh mozzarella. It would work really well. So I'm just going to take these tomatoes, put them right into here. If I was using really large tomatoes, these were not, because I'm just doing the 1 chicken breast, I would use about a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. So I'm just going to just kind of coat it. Get them tossed really good. Going to add in juice of 1/2 of a lemon. So I have the one that is zested, so why not use that one? Since I'm not using 2 really large ones, I'm not going to squeeze it really all the way through, but I'm going to get a nice lemon flavoring in there. Okay. Keep an eye on the chicken. You want to check out the bottom, make sure that it is not burning. I'm just sliding it over just a little bit. Okay. We're going to add into the tomatoes and the olive oil a little bit of kosher salt, a little fresh ground black pepper, around, and then some fresh parsley, chopped parsley. They have a little bit thicker stems here. So sometimes if they're that nice tender baby stems, I say go ahead and use them. You know, you get all the nutrients. But these are a little bit thicker, a little woodier. So I am going to get rid of them. I'm going to roll this up. And let's give this a nice chop. Actually, I'm just going to flip this chicken over and take a look at the coloring on that. See how with the balsamic and all that, it just gives it such a beautiful coloring. Okay, just give this a nice rough chop. Make sure you wash this really, really well. I will give everybody my schedule in a little bit for next week. Tomorrow, I have an in-person children's class. I have done a couple of the children's ones. That's typically what I do in the summer is all children, but towards the end of August, I do adults. So this year, since it was so virtual, it was children, teens, adults, anybody. Okay, so I'm gonna take some crumbled blue cheese. You would put in a 1/3 cup of blue cheese, and you want to leave it like really nice, big clumps if you can. Okay, there's nothing like getting a nice big clump if you like blue cheese. Somebody's got to have a question for me out there. It was a hot one, right? I know here, believe it or not, at around 2 o'clock, I did go for about a 45-minute walk, and I did try to hit the shade when I could. This is what it looks like. Okay, the relish. It was 82 here, very humid, but we are close to the ocean, so we don't get it as bad, but it was still very, very hot. So I am just going to have my platter all ready here. Now the chicken, sometimes you can actually feel whether it has flesh inside as you're cooking this, but if you're not sure, just make sure you use a thermometer. Make sure it is cooked through to 165. Okay, very important to make sure the chicken's cooked all the way through. Okay, whatever you might not be eating tonight, make sure you refrigerate, because if it stays out of room temperature for a real long time and during this heat and all that, it can go bad on you really quick. So if you're only eating half of this, cut this half on, half off, and then put it right into the refrigerator. While this is still cooking, I'm just going to show everybody just a little something else, a little something summary that you can make. So if you want to get out a pen and a paper, okay, just to write down these few simple things. If you like berries, it's for you. Okay. So this needs probably about 2 more minutes and it will be done. And you always want to just keep after it, because if it gets too charred, then it doesn't taste good. Okay, so one of the first programs I ever did in person was the first one that I ever did in person was the Hampton Bays Library, my hometown. And when I did that one, believe it or not, I did this tomato blue cheese relish. I do forget what I served it with. It might have been a pork tenderloin, because it really does go good with a pork tenderloin as well. And then I also made a strawberries and blueberries Romanoff. It is really good, really simple to make. Okay. Before I go on to that, I am going to stay with the chicken, because I'm just going to show you exactly how to serve it and make it look really, really nice. Because that is done. I am going to turn this grill off, because we don't need any more heat today, do we, Chris? No, we don't. Okay. So I'm just going to take this off, put it right on the platter right here, and let's just let it sit, and then I'll come back to this in just a little bit, and I will garnish it up for everybody. Okay. So to make this sauce for the Romanoff, you can use strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, peaches would be really good in here, even mango, bananas. All you do is you need about 1 cup of sour cream, and this would feed about 6 people. So I am just making one small little one. Now you could use sour cream, or you could use the Greek yogurt, or the Greek yogurt, like the vanilla Greek yogurt. Okay, the vanilla having a little flavor in there. When I do this for the children at the libraries, first year I started doing children's programs, everybody's like, no sour cream. They didn't want sour cream. But when I did it the next year, Greek yogurt. I said, I'm in, I'll take it. So I'm just gonna take some brown sugar. You would add about 4 teaspoons of the brown sugar. You're gonna add some vanilla extract, about a teaspoon. Vanilla has gone down in price, which is just wonderful, especially if we're gonna start doing some baking in the libraries again, which I hope we do. I love doing those programs. And then we're gonna add some orange zest. You know, the other day I went to, and I'm sure you have the supermarket by your Lidl. So I go into Lidl and I'm like, I need 2 oranges, but everybody sells things differently. They had like a box. It was like 6 of them in the box, and it was 30 cents a pound. That was usually it's 99 or 29 cents a pound, whatever it might be, or 3 for $2 the oranges. So it was 30 cents a pound. I never had an orange that I paid for by the pound. I did actually forget to check to see if it was a good deal or not, but I just knew I needed it then, so I did get it. So I'm gonna add a little bit of grated orange zest, which really gives us good flavoring. So about 2 teaspoons. I'm using the other one. The other one had lemon on it, which is just fine, but let's use this. And that right there is about 2 teaspoons. And I just need a knife. I'm going to use this one right here. So I need a little bit of orange juice. So I'm just cutting a little sliver right off of here. I need about 2 teaspoons of freshly squeezed orange juice. So let's put this in here. Wow, this is pretty juicy. You want to zoom in on that, Chris? Look at that. That's got a lot. Oh, wow. I know what I'm going to have later. I'm going to put that in the refrigerator. A lot of times oranges in the summertime, they're not the best. So let's just whisk this around really well. It just makes, it's a really tasty sauce. And I will show you different ways that you can prepare it. I am gonna put, since I don't have a lot of sauce right here, I'm just gonna put the berries right into it. So I'm gonna put some blueberries right in here. And then I'm gonna cut up some strawberries as well. Just gonna get a small knife, Chris. Nobody's asking any questions out there.
Nope, don't see anything.
What if we said like whoever asked the best question would win a prize? How you think we could start getting questions, Chris?
Yeah.
Especially if it was cash. Or could I bring this dinner over to your house in a little while? Would that be okay with everybody? Let's see if we get any takers on that. I'm going to do one more berry. Again, if you want to use raspberries, blackberries, peaches in this sauce is really, really good as well. And then just take a spoon, toss this around. So now, if you just wanted to have a nice snack later on, you could take it just like this, put it in a bowl like that. Make sure it stays cold because it will taste so refreshing later. I promise you will love this if you make it. You can always sprinkle a few almonds on top if you want. Make it like that. So now when I do the children's programs, I always have to think, okay, how do I make the children always come back? How do I make them happy? You know, so you got to think like a child, okay? So I said, what if I take that and put it right inside like a waffle ice cream cone? So instead of ice cream, they're getting berries, healthy. I don't put the almonds on for the kids just because of the nut allergies. And you just fill this up and you could just decorate the plate really nicely. You could put mint leaves on the side. Now, at times when I'm doing this with the kids and they do an ice cream cone like this, sometimes I will buy the little waffle ice cream bowls. You ever see those little bowls? There's a few brands out there. Trying to think of the one. I think one is Joy. They've been around forever, I think, since I've been a kid. And then you would just put it on the plate just like this. If it falls out, it's okay. Because I always garnish the sides of the plate just like that. And now I'm just going to take this chicken breast, put it right here. And I promise you, it is just full of juice right here, nice and moist, nice and tender. And serving it, I would just put some of this tomato blue cheese relish right on the side. Put a little right over here. A little crusty bread with this would be really, really good. And that's a summer dessert and dinner right there, right? So let me hold this up for everybody and for Chris.
Susan X, do we need to tenderize the chicken breasts on both sides?
Most of the time I usually do. This was pretty thin, this chicken breast to start with, so I only did the one side. Most of the time, if I use those big chicken breasts, I definitely do, okay? Especially the big chicken breasts seem to be really tough because they are $1.99, or at least they used to be $1.99. So yeah, I would still slice it thin, and then I would pound it each side. Okay, let me give everybody some of my schedule that's coming up for this week. And please, that Susan is the winner. Susan, I'm gonna have to drive this to your house now. You asked the question. Thank you. So next Monday night, if you go to my Facebook page, Simply Creative Chef Rob, hold on. Yes, Chris.
She said, hooray.
Now you get dessert. Second comment. Next Monday night on my Facebook page, I'm doing a chicken fajita quesadilla and holy guacamole, just a fresh homemade guacamole recipe. Has a nice smoky flavor. And then let's see, next Tuesday night, I am doing this same dish right here, okay? And then I am also doing a raspberry banana chocolate chip bread. It is so good, really good, freezes well. And that is at Mastic Shirley. That's on their Facebook page. In Gleason, Massachusetts, on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, we're doing a shark cake decorating class. So we are going to do that. Most of them, so if you have kids, grandchildren, have them watch it and have them go to the Gleason Public Library. Yes, Chris.
Susan said, I just looked and found vanilla yogurt in my refrigerator. I just bought blueberries today. I know what I'll be having for dessert tonight. Thanks, Chef Rob and Chris.
You are welcome. You're welcome. And then on Thursday night at the Central Islip Library at 6:30, we will be doing a coconut curried lime shrimp and then a curried chicken and vegetable. And then we are doing, let's see, on Friday, we have 3 different classes, Chris. The one, we did a lot of them yesterday. Do you remember that one?
Dog treats.
Dog treats, yes. So we're doing dog treats next week at the Otis Library in Connecticut from 1 to 2. So if you have a dog or you just want to make dog treats for your neighbor's dog or a shelter, watch that. And then the Hillside Public Library at 4:30, we're doing what's called the Ultimate Chicken Tenders Grill. I'll be using this grill right here. I'm going to make 3 different type dips for it that I've never made virtually or in the libraries. And then I'm making a gooey s'mores dessert, okay? And then at the Port Jefferson Library at 7 o'clock on their Facebook page, we're doing penne with a shrimp and basil cream sauce. That one you will really love. If you like shrimp and you like a cream sauce, watch that one. And then Saturday at the East Islip Public Library, we're doing a superhero cookie cutting and decorating class. So we have that coming up next week. That's on their Zoom, okay? So if you want any information for that, and if you have children or grandchildren that are superhero fans, tell them to watch, okay? Please, if anybody wants to unmute, anybody wants to ask questions, whatever you want to ask. I was just talking with Jackie before we went on live, and we were just talking about some of the things we will be making live. And Jackie, is it okay to kind of open the presents now and tell everybody what we're making?
Sure, no problem. If
Okay.
you decided what we're making, then yeah.
I do know off the top of my head, one in October, we're doing an Italian chopped vegetable salad. That it's really, really delicious. And we're doing like a blistered tomato caprese crostini. So that's really, really good. It fits good together, the crostini and the salad. And then in November, I know we're doing a turkey bolognese with orchette pasta, the little ears pasta. I love them because it actually, the pasta just kind of scoops up the sauce and all that. It's really, really good. And then when we're doing a warmed marbled pound cake with amaretto. Yes, amaretto. Well, almond extract, okay, mascarpone, toasted almonds, and apricot preserves. It's really a really good dessert. It's really nice during the holidays as well. And
Yay!
who is that?
That was me, Jackie.
Oh, Jackie.
Because we're planning
So-
on being in house then, so I get to have some. Yay!
Yes, you do. Let's see. So, we have anything else this week, Chris? No.
Nope, that's it.
You know what I do is I write down for the week of all the different things I'm doing and all that, and I see tomorrow, like I have the children tomorrow night in Sachem live in person. We do have one at the Deer Park Library, but it's for children, so that one we pretty much keep. We don't even post it like. And then I look on Saturday morning, and this reminds me of something. And what does it say? Because it keeps me reminding of what I got to do. It says give blood, 9:15. So everybody out there, every time the blood center calls me, I automatically just sign up and I go do it. I guess like every 6 weeks or something like that, you're allowed to do it, something like that. But I can't tell you, there's such a shortage of the blood out there. So if you know anybody, you can do anything with it, do it. You know what? We all got to help everybody out. You know, we are going through some really tough times. So if that's, just a little part of something I can do, it's just, I do it. And you actually get an email like a month later, and it says your blood has been shipped to this hospital for this person. It doesn't tell you the name of the person, but it just says what it went for. And it just, like you saved a life, and it's unbelievable. So if you can, and you're able to, please, and I know the libraries do a lot of blood drives all over Long Island, and I'm sure Jackie does it, so everybody, if you have any questions before we go, if not, thank you so much. And Jackie, it's always great working with you, talking with you, emailing with you. And I always have, Hay told me whenever she sends me an email, she gets a kick out of it because usually I answer within a minute. Like she's almost like, I told her one time, I actually sit there and wait for her emails.
Oh, you're filling up her head now.
So
All
anybody, any questions?
Nope, don't see anything.
No? All right, everybody. Have a great rest of the night. It's hot out there, but it'll cool off later tonight. Go for a nice walk. And then I think our next one is in August. I don't have the exact date, but I know Jackie would. We are doing a shrimp fajita salad. I only did that one virtually once. I never did it in the libraries, but it has a lot of different ingredients to it. And it has so much flavor. So if anybody ever wants to cook along with me, please feel free. Okay. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you,
Okay.
Levittown Public Library. And patrons that always